wanna share my love, but it's gotta be with someone who's precious. You're never gonna get my love, accepting that you're real, real precious. You're never gonna cramp my style, baby, cause I get a lot of pleasure. And if you wanna test my style, you better have a whole lot of measure. Cause I'm a rock back chick, never tag along the never look back chick. Trendy, a little crazy, intelligently singing rock back chick. No sticks, no stones, or any kind of weapon don't belong here. I don't wanna break no bones, I just want a microphone. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, 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 good morning.
You can now get whatever you need whenever.
I just want a microphone. Morning. I just want a microphone. Morning. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This world is getting so cold, I wanna keep running like a soldier. Somebody must have touched my soul, cause there ain't no stopping till it's over. I wanna get up out my chair, cause everybody's getting so lazy. Don't want nobody touch my hair, cause a lot of sisters acting too crazy. And them not tough like this, rough like this, and them not nice like this. Some can't take it when you talk true sense, rather hear the words that glorify nonsense. Yes, and I got my brains, and I'm pretty like my mama. I don't wanna pick your brains, I just want the microphone. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I wanna share my love, but it's gotta be with someone who's precious. You're never gonna get my love, accepting that you're real, real precious. You're never gonna cramp my style, baby, cause I get a lot of pleasure. And if you wanna test my style, you better have a whole lot of measure. Cause I'm a rock back chick, never tag along the never look back chick. Trendy, a little crazy, intelligently singing rock back chick. No sticks, no stones, or any kind of weapon don't belong here. I don't wanna break no bones, I just want a microphone. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, 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 good morning. Good morning. microphone. Morning. I just want the microphone. Morning. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. This world is getting so cold. I wanna keep running like a soldier. Somebody must have touched my soul, 'cause there ain't no stopping till it's over. I wanna get up out my chair, 'cause everybody's getting so lazy. Don't want nobody touch my hair, 'cause a lot of sisters acting too crazy. And them not tough like this, rough like this, and them not nice like this. Some can't take it when you talk true sense. Rather hear the words I glorify nonsense, yes. And I got my brains, and I'm pretty like my mama. I don't wanna pick your brains, I just want the microphone. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I wanna share my love, but it's gotta be with someone who's precious. You're never gonna get my love, accepting that you're real precious. You're never gonna cramp my style, baby, 'cause I get a lot of pleasure. And if you wanna test my style, you better have a whole lot of measure, 'cause I'm a rock back chick, never tag along the never look back chick. Trendy, a little crazy, intelligently singing rock back chick. No sticks, no stones, or any kind of weapon don't belong here. I don't wanna break no bones, I just want a microphone. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning. 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 Want the microphone. Morning. I just want the microphone. Morning. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. This world is getting so cold. I wanna keep running like a soldier. Somebody must have touched my soul, 'cause there ain't no stopping till it's over. I wanna get up out my chair, 'cause everybody's getting so lazy. Don't want nobody touch my hair, 'cause a lot of sisters acting too crazy. And them not tough like this, rough like this, and them not nice like this. Some can't take it when you talk true sense. Rather hear the words I glorify nonsense, yes. And I got my brains, and I'm pretty like my mama. I don't wanna pick your brain, I just want the microphone. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I wanna share my love, but it's gotta be with someone who's precious. You're never gonna get my love, accepting that you're real precious. You're never gonna cramp my style, baby, cause I get a lot of pleasure. And if you wanna test my style, you better have a whole lot of measure. Cause I'm a rock back chick, never tag along the never look back chick. Trendy, a little crazy, intelligently singing rock back chick. No sticks, no stones, or any kind of weapon don't belong here. I don't wanna break no bones, I just want a microphone. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, 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 good morning. Want the microphone. Morning. I just want the microphone. Morning. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This world is getting so cold, I wanna keep running like a soldier. Somebody must have touched my soul, cause there ain't no stopping till it's over. I wanna get up out my chair, cause everybody's getting so lazy. Don't want nobody touch my hair, cause a lot of sisters acting too crazy. And them not tough like this, rough like this, and them not nice like this. Some can't take it when you talk true sense, rather hear the words that glorify nonsense. Yes, and I got my brains, and I'm pretty like my mama. I don't wanna pick your brains, I just want the microphone. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I wanna share my love, but it's gotta be with someone who's precious. You're never gonna get my love, accepting that you're real precious. You're never gonna cramp my style, baby, cause I get a lot of pleasure. And if you wanna test my style, you better have a whole lot of measure. Cause I'm a rock back chick, never tag along the never look back chick. Trendy, a little crazy, intelligently singing rock back chick. No sticks, no stones, or any kind of weapon don't belong here.
Morning. Yes, Oswald, big man in the dance.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving moving from place to place. Good morning. Good morning, morning. Good morning, morning.
Talk.
Yeah, you gotta keep it going. Yes, hello? I'm sure you've seen people.
Yeah, good morning.
Testing 1, 2.
Hey.
Testing. We need to get some names on some mugs. Yes.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning. Good morning.
Put a smile on your face. It's Tuesday, the 23rd of November, 2021. This is the Tobago Updates morning show. Morning. We are here with you and, of course, coming to you live from the Port Mall in Scarborough. I am Julian Skid.
And I am Ria Richardson George, and this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Julian, it is a beautiful morning. I'm really excited. Lots of great things happening today. It's an exciting time to be alive.
Yes, Rhea, and this morning we definitely have to start with our shout outs. But before we even get to the birthdays, I want to shout out Oswald George. Big man in the business. Thank you for that continued love and support. That's the husband of Rhea George.
Yes, yes, indeed.
Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. Don't worry, she'll explain it to you when she gets home. All right, so viewers, we continue here this morning with our birthday shout outs. This is the Tobago Updates morning show. You never know what to expect. And now we want to start off, Rhea. We had some greetings starting from as early as over the weekend that we would have missed. And then, of course, a packed show yesterday. So we certainly want to start to send out birthday greetings. Lisel James, one of our viewers, celebrated her birthday over the course of the weekend. Lisel, happy birthday to you. Continued birthday blessings, and we trust that you're enjoying the time out coming from the Tobago Updates family.
Certainly. So, birthday greetings, belated birthday greetings, that is going out to Pastor Ernest Alexander of the Patience Hill Open Bible Church, as well celebrating their birthdays today. Sister Kimoy Reed Nimblet, my sister, my friend, happy birthday going out to you today. Lots of love going out to you from the East Side pastors, as well Pastor Gathleen Arthur Chance, a woman of worth indeed, celebrating her birthday today. My good friend, Pastor Gathleen Arthur Chance, celebrating her birthday, and lots of love going out to you as well from the East Side pastors. As well, my aunt, Diana Richardson Mullen of the USA, celebrating her birthday today. So happy birthday going out to you, Auntie Diane.
Yes, and we continue with some of the birthday greetings also over the course of the weekend. Kevon Ford, happy birthday to you. Whitney Huggins, birthday blessings going out to you. How could I forget at all? Uncle Lance, some know him as. Anthony Henry is the man. Happy birthday to you, sir. We trust that you had an enjoyable celebration. And we also had celebrating birthdays over the course of the weekend. Kiefer Kodjo and Nickel Dolly, good morning and happy birthday to all of you coming from the Tobago Updates family. And Rhea, this is where we fast forward to today.
Right.
Today, Petal Daniel Benoit, good morning to you. And thank you. You know, we have seen Petal tuning into the Tobago Updates morning show. We want to say good morning and happy birthday to you. And also to Zaki Dinoon and Alison Hosford Burnett. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Yes, folks, we have a long list this morning.
Yes,
we have a long list this morning. Rhea, what's coming up on the program this morning for
Julia,
Tobago Updates?
Before we get into what's coming up in the program, on social media this morning, I noticed a post by my good friend Anderson. What's Andy's surname? Anyway, however, Andy posted on social media that yesterday afternoon he had some troubles with his vehicle. And he mentioned 2 police officers who came to his assistance. Now, and he posted their badge numbers and names on social media. And I thought it was one of those feel-good things that we could share as well on Tobago Updates. So to WPC, it's 199258 WPC Clark and 5400 WPC Edwards. And I wanted to say, you know, our police officers do more than protect and serve. And this was, I mean, they didn't have to. Okay, they didn't have to, but they took the time to, and we want to recognize them this morning for doing such. All right, so to all our police, all of the members of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, we say good morning to you. Have a great day. We are on your side, you know, and we are just there to not even lend support, but just to recognize you for the great job that you've been doing. Continue to do,
especially in these times.
Yeah.
Coming up on the show this morning in the first segment, we'll have Leroy George, the IDA candidate for Lambo Lowlands. He's in our first segment this morning.
As well, we are chatting with Nkosi Fletcher a little bit later on in the program. And Nkosi is the Governor of Education, Youth Government of Trinidad and Tobago. And we'll be talking about the THA elections 2021, a youth outlook.
And then in our final segment this morning, we'll be hearing about We Are One, the concert. And we're looking forward to details on that event, you know, as we now transitioning and coming back out. We'll see whether it's virtual or whether we're actually meeting up somewhere. We Are One, the concert. We'll treat with that in our final segment here this morning on the Tobago Updates morning show. And I just want to make a quick announcement, Rhea. We are celebrating the life of Martha Archer. November 9th, 1953 to November 15, 2021, and that takes place on Saturday, the 27th of November 2021, 1 p.m. the St. Patrick's Anglican Church, Mount Pleasant, Tobago, and please wear bright colors. Announcement coming there from Coris, of course, one of our viewers, knowing that she would have experienced a loss, the loss of her mom and so on, and in fact a loss to Tobago and the entire region. So you can celebrate and share the love for the kind of work that Martha Archer has done over her entire lifetime.
All right. Well, we're going to take a break there, Julian. We're going to leave it there for now. But we're going to take a break. When we come back, Julian will be chatting with Mr. Leroy George, the IDA candidate for Lambo Lowlands. So continue to share the live, share the live, share the live.
You need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome back to Tobago Updates. We are coming to you live from the Port Mall in Scarborough. Viewers, in this segment, we are chatting with Leroy George, the IDA candidate for Lambo Lowlands. Good morning, Leroy. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning, classmate, Mr. Julian.
We're sitting here and we're feeling like we're going back to Scarborough Sec Day, sitting in the classroom.
Yep.
So this morning we are chatting politics and looking at the realm of as we approach the THA elections coming December 6, 2021. One of the things we want to start off with, Leroy, is what was your inspiration to get into the politics?
It was back in 2013. I was completely uninterested in politics, and I was lying on a block with a couple of guys, and one of them asked me if I was going to vote. I said no. He asked why. I said I was unimpressed with the leaders of the two major parties at that time. That would have been TOP and PNM. He told me I needed to go out and vote still. I did not expect him to have a good reason to back up his conclusion. And so when he did give me his reason, it really changed my life. It changed the direction that I went in from that moment on. He said, Leroy, if you do not go out and vote, when the policymakers are making their policies, they're not going to take into consideration people who fit your demographics, people who are like you in every way, shape, and form. And I realized that moment that I needed to be involved in the electoral process as much as possible, and that really just snowballed into a situation where I eventually become the candidate for Lowlands Lambo.
So some would have indicated, Leroy, based on the last election, that you would have initially started supporting another party,
yes,
and then decided to make a transition to the IDA. What led to that? You started off with one when you entered the politics initially, and then transitioned. Some said there was a fallout. Leroy didn't get his way.
Yes. Well, there is a multitude of reasons why I did leave the party that I was affiliated with. You're correct, I was the elections officer for the Progressive Democratic Patriots, and I'm very proud of the work that I did with them. I'm very proud of what we were able to accomplish. We were the first executive, and we did go from 2 seats to 6 seats. And most importantly, we proved in this last election, because the last election I was with them, we proved that the PNM could be defeated. And that was one of the main reasons I even got involved with the Progressive Democratic Patriots. It was important, in my opinion, that a child doesn't grow up to become an adult without seeing the democratic process work the way it's supposed to work, which is fluid, meaning to say having changes in government. And right now there's a holdover government, and I'm really proud of that. However, to answer your question,
You're proud of a holdover government?
No, I'm proud of the fact that we were able to accomplish
just so that we
that level. We, in the PDP,
right.
well, back then it was we, were able to accomplish that. Now, you asked why I left, right? And there is a multitude of reasons why I left. If I was to even begin to start talking about the reasons why I left, we will not be finished within the 20-something minutes that I believe I have scheduled to speak to you. And there was a multitude of reasons why I actually joined the IDA. And I cannot to this day think of a singular reason why I should have stayed. That being said, I am not going to be speaking about why I left, and I'm going to tell you why. If I do that, my entire campaign is going to be about that. So if I do that at this moment, from now till December 6th, there is nothing that anyone is going to be asking me about other than follow-up questions where that is concerned, and there are much more important matters to be discussed, especially pertaining to my electoral district, which is Lambo Lowlands. I hope you would forgive me.
So not a problem at all. On that note, Leroy, what we want to speak to, you are running for Lambo Lowlands. What do you identify as one of the major things that you are striving to achieve should the people of Lambo Lowlands vest confidence in you to go forward as their representative for the next 4 years?
Julian, and I'm being informal here, but
that's
Julian,
fine.
there's a social contract that exists and has always existed between all representatives and those that they represent. And that social contract demands, among other things, that the basic needs, the commonly held needs of a community, be met by the persons that represent them. In Lowlands Lambo, we have a thriving private sector. We have the port, the Gulf City Mall, we have Magdalena Grand, we have Carby Penny Savers, all within earshot from each other. And there's even more than just that we have. We have so much more. Oh, most importantly, we have the Cove Industrial Estate.
You know, as you're mentioning that, tell us about the broad boundaries as well for Lambo Lowlands, because that's one of the seats that some people not familiar, you know, I'm understanding that going as far as heading towards Canaan.
Yeah, from
so give us some of the broad boundaries that defines Lambo Lowlands.
Okay, in most simplistic language, you have the Atlantic side of Canaan West. You also have Lowlands, obviously. You have Carby, everything on the, if you're going towards Buku, everything on the left-hand side of Carby, right? You have, I mentioned Lowlands before, and Lambo, the two polling divisions that would cover Lambo. So, even to shorten that more, you're basically looking at from Strawberry Local Road, go all the way to the Abattoir. That would be my electoral district.
All right. But let me go back to the initial question. But just as you touched on it, I felt it important so that people understand the definition of the electoral district. But going back to the main thing that you are striving to achieve, or one of the main concerns you see that needs to be addressed in Lambo Lowlands.
Right. And I was saying, even though the private sector is thriving in my area more than most other electoral districts, I could think only probably Bonaccord, Crown Point, and Scarborough as being the areas where there is more going on in terms of the private sector. The commonly held need of good roads and drains is really grossly neglected in my area. As a matter of fact, I think most people in Carby and Lowlands would agree that our area has the worst network of roads and drains in the whole of Tobago. And that is an insult to the contract, that social contract that exists between representatives and those that they represent, and it holds us back from even growing more where it comes to private sector moving into our community. So one of the things I'll be doing every single morning once I become the assemblyman, come December 7th, because December 6th obviously is the election day, I will be actually physically on site, not just on site with the workers that work on the drains and on the roads, etc., but physically doing the work. And why I'm physically doing the work, it's not just for symbolic reasons. I do know that if I set the pace, and I'm an extremely hardworking person, not just academically, but also physically. Once I set the pace, then it sets the pace for everybody else. And that is what leadership is versus governing, good governance. As the last conversation we had, we talked about leadership and good governance.
Certainly. Leroy, I have had the benefit, you know, and in terms of my entire family, prior to your entry into politics, where we would have done tours. And one of the things that I was particularly impressed with you is your extensive knowledge of understanding and that whole historical perspective as a young person. You know what I mean? How do you intend to bring that kind of experience and expertise to the benefit of your area and more broadly the Tobago space? Because anybody that sits to have a conversation with you long enough would be like, you know, you'd ask yourself the question, How old is Leroy to have all this kind of knowledge and understanding? Tell us.
Yes, I am a research writer by occupation, and I specialize heavily in history. History is my first love. If I wasn't doing politics, I'd probably be doing history. Right? History is my first love. Immediately after history, you have current affairs and politics, but I love history much more than everything else. And it's very important. I'll tell you why it's very important. Because if you don't know where you're coming from, you don't know where you're going. Right? And where Tobago is going, based on my understanding of history, is a very morbid place unless we change trajectory. As a matter of fact, Trinidad and Tobago in general, but Tobago in particular, we need to develop some kind of food security in this time and place, because this is not the first time we're dealing with pandemic and all these economic hardships going around globally, and eventually access to goods and services, most importantly food, is going to become problematic. My electoral district it's a regular sized electoral district. However, we do have the Cove Industrial Estate in polling division 4850, and that area is the largest polling division in all of Tobago West. It's also the most scarcely populated, less than 300 registered voters in that area. It is a place where first thing first, possession is 90% of the law. And as a result of it, whatever we do with Cove Industrial Estate, as the assemblyman, I insist that the employment opportunities, especially the high-end employment opportunities, go to my people first, which is the people of Lambo, Lowlands, Canby, and the Atlantic side of West Canaan. And I'm not going to say that I'm happy that I'm hearing agriculture in that area, because I don't know, there wasn't consultation, there wasn't transparency in it, and I don't know who these strawberries are meant for. But if it's meant for the people of Tobago, if it's meant for the consumption of the people of Tobago, if it's meant to bring in employment, and not just employment, but high-end employment and innovative employment for the people of Tobago, and not just Tobago, but specifically people in my electoral district, I'm happy for that, and I would like to see us continue going down that line of attaining food security for us in particular and for Tobago in general.
All right, so viewers, you're hearing some of the plans here coming from Leroy George, the IDA candidate for Lambo Lowlands. As we prepare to go to a break, we will continue the interview with Leroy George. Ria will be coming back on set to continue this morning's interview. Viewers, we want to thank you for the continued love and support we are seeing here on the live. Continue to share the live, share the live, share the live.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
It's the Quartz Black Friday sale. With the best-selling brands, best deals, and best offers all month long, you don't want to miss your chance to save on wow deals. Save on smart TVs, major appliances, furniture, bedroom and dining, with lots more to choose from. Shop today with Quartz Ready Finance and pay nothing for 90 days. Don't miss this Black Friday sales event. Only at Quartz, bringing value home.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning.
Viewers, welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show. Good morning, good morning. We continue our discourse with Mr. Leroy George, the IDA candidate for Lambo Lowlands. Now, Mr. George, it's a pleasure to have you on our program this morning.
It's a pleasure being had by you, Mrs. George. First time I'm meeting you, and it's a pleasure meeting a fellow George.
That's right. You know, we Georges have to stick together.
That's right.
So let's talk a little bit here about who Leroy George is. Now, you would have studied mechanical engineering, yes?
Yes.
Give us an idea of where did you go to further your studies?
Okay, so after completing high school at Signal Hill, I went Scarborough Sec first. I was part of the last batch with Julian. I think he stayed in Scarborough Sec, or did he go up? No, he came up to Signal Hill with us also. We were part of the last batch that automatically went up to Signal Hill.
Right. I remember back in those days, you spent 3 years at Scarborough Sec and then you moved over to Signal.
Yes.
Right.
And so after completing my O-levels there, got 7 O-levels, etc., I went on to MIC in Macoya, Trinidad, where I would have studied mechanical technology. Basically, I became a machinist, specializing in both CNC programming and conventional machining. And because I was already on that trajectory, trying to be like my father is really into that kind of stuff. He was one of the supervisors at Tech. I decided that I was going to go to Temple University in Philadelphia. You have a very astonished look on your face.
I'm not putting the pieces together.
You know, you probably figured out who my father is?
Yes, I'm putting it together.
Oh,
yes.
okay, right. So I studied at Temple University, Philadelphia. I studied mechanical engineering. It hated me, I hated it. And we did part ways eventually. And so I returned to Tobago, and I really did not want to find myself eventually on the other end of someone else's life, and so I decided to chase my passion, which is history and research writing, and so that's what I've been doing since then, and I've been loving it, obviously.
Yes, we can tell. Now, I want to talk a little bit here about the ideas, plans, your plans to create opportunities for returning students. We have a lot of students who go abroad, go to Trinidad to study, and are hoping to come back home to Tobago to build Tobago. Yet when their tertiary education is completed, and I say completed elsewhere because they're not studying here, there are no opportunities for our students to study at home. You understand what I'm talking about? Study in Tobago, unless it's online. But what are the ideas, plans for returning students, one, and to create that platform where students can study? I'm hearing other political parties talking about universities in Tobago, but what are some of the ideas, plans to have our students remain here and have them return for an opportunity to help build the island?
First thing first, we definitely support and propelling the idea of a university here in Tobago, a major university. I'm hearing other persons speak about universities. I think they're probably not thinking big enough, right? I would like to see something magnificent, and we in the idea would like to see something magnificent. But also what we intend to do is take an inventory of the skill sets that exist in Tobago already, because we do have a big underemployment problem, and I think it's so big it's almost as big as the unemployment, if not bigger than the unemployment problem, because you have a lot of persons who are qualified to do very sophisticated work, doing very simplistic work, and that is going to take a toll on your health, etc., your mental health and all of that. Plus it's really not good for the economy altogether. Not only are we going to be taking an inventory and then structuring Tobago, because one of the two things that idea is really big on is transparency and consultation with the people, and hence the reason we're taking that inventory. Not only are we going to be taking an inventory, once we take that inventory and structure the direction that we're going to Tobago in order to eliminate underemployment, we're also going to be informing on a regular basis the students here in Tobago. We're talking even the primary school students, even the high school students here in Tobago, as to the direction we intend to take Tobago. And in so doing, they will not go out there and seek, unless they want to stay outside, and seek degrees in things that they most likely would not acquire jobs in here, because a lot of students do feel betrayed. They do feel betrayed, and remember what Dr. Martin Luther King did say. He said the worst thing is to build a society where a large segment of that society feels as though they are not being enfranchised, feels as though they don't have a stake in that society. Because while those who are enfranchised and those who have a stake in that society will fight to defend that society and maintain that society, subconsciously those who are not empowered, those who are not enfranchised, those who do not have a stake in that society will want to destroy that society. And I think a lot of the degrading things that are happening in Tobago right now, a lot of the lessening of the cultural richness that was Tobago is happening, is because we are creating a situation which you just described, where persons are returning home and they're not returning to what they deserve.
All right. in terms of what you want to see, some of what you want to see change. Let's talk about some of what you have in mind to see, to have changed in your electoral district. What are some of the things? Because clearly you offered yourself because you were not happy. You said it yourself. You were not happy with what what was being handed over to the people of Tobago. So you decided to get involved to create change. What are some of the major changes that you'd like to see?
First thing first, I want to see a change in mindset. I spoke to Julian a little earlier about the social contract that exists between the representatives or the government officials and those that they represent, right? And I believe that the way we think about it, both the representatives and those that they represent, is really inverse to what it's supposed to be. The fact of the matter is this election season is not one where the politicians are the stars. Really and truly the voters are the stars. Not just the stars, they are the employers that we the politicians, we the persons, the candidates are seeking employment from. And obviously an employer-employee relationship should be one of a subordinate to a superior. And we need to understand that the voters are the superior, and as such, we need to be consultative with them at all times. And that's why I really love having a political leader like Dr. Denise Soyafat Angus, who uses the word consultation and transparency about 100 times every day. Because once you change that mindset, it becomes really difficult to have the gross examples of neglect that we're seeing here in Tobago right now.
Now, Mr. George, we have heard that term consultation, the consultative approach bandied about for a number of years, even under the People's National Movement.
Right.
Yet when persons come into office, we see something different. The people of Trinidad and Tobago see something different. How can you guarantee, should you be successful in this upcoming election, that this is what we are going to see? We've seen it before.
Right. Well, I could guarantee, because my leader is Dr. Denise Soyafat Angus. Dr. Denise Soyafat Angus was the presiding officer in the Tobago House of Assembly chamber. Besides that, she also was a secretary, and she also was a councillor in the Tobago House of Assembly. And one thing I noticed while on the ground is that, like me, one of the main reasons I was telling Julian, there were many reasons why I joined the IDA. Like me, I observed my political leader before she became my political leader, long before, and she takes her job seriously. She does what needs to be done exactly how it's supposed to be done on book. And in the books, right, or by the book, consultation is the law, right? Transparency is the law. And so my political leader has that reputation. And so, as they say, you have to walk the walk, not just talk the talk. And she has been walking the walk, and she will not tolerate anybody on her executive not doing the same.
I want to talk to you here about our young people in Trinidad and Tobago, particularly Tobago. The technical vocational institutions. We have, you mentioned earlier that you went to MIC.
Yes.
All right, let's talk about MIC, NESC, and some of the, the Roxborough Trade School, and all of these areas that can build skills in our young people or create opportunities for young people to gain wealth. We're not seeing, we're not hearing much about them and some of the programs. What can you speak to on that?
Well, as a machinist, I want to share a quick story with you. I learned machining, not here in Tobago, but in Mokoya, Trinidad. And one of the things I discovered is that we in Trinidad and Tobago, because there were a lot of Tobago students there also, we have particularly competent individuals, right? Especially where these type of skills are concerned. And at Mokoya, Trinidad, there were CNC machines. A CNC machine is basically a computer numerical control machine. Basically, you put in a program and it could make basically anything out of metal or any other material. Long story short. And what we were using it for is to build molds that make clothes hangers and cups and simplistic stuff like that. And we were so incredibly talented, yet doing that simplistic job. I went to Temple University, I worked in the machine shop there. Their machine shop was not 1/5 as good as our machine shop. Nor were their machinists half as good as myself, and I was an average machinist at Mokoya MIC. Right? And what I saw them making is those little like ATV cars. Like they were actually making cars with much inferior material and skills than us. And every time I tell that story, I feel to cry just a little bit. This is the least I've ever felt to cry.
I feel to cry as well, and I wasn't even there.
Yeah, because what I realize is that we're not thinking big enough, right? And because we're not thinking big enough, that's why we are neglecting the technical skills here in Tobago. That's why we're neglecting the education, especially when it comes to industrial art subjects, etc. And that is something that we want to change.
All right, well, Mr. Leroy George, it's a pleasure chatting with you this morning. And all the best to you in your campaigning and for the upcoming elections.
Thank you so much, Mrs. George.
All right, so we go to our good stuff and Mr. Leroy George. Viewers, look out for Leroy George. We go over to our good stuff at this time. And in our good stuff today, 7-year-old Tobago hero awarded silver medal for bravery for bravery. Today we salute Zyrian Alexander. 7-year-old Zyrian Alexander awarded the Father of the Nation Medal of Honor, silver, for bravery after he woke up his family members during a house fire in Maria, Tobago. Silver medal awarded by Reginald Vidal, chairman of the Dr. Eric Williams Memorial Committee at the Maria Moravian Church on Sunday. His mother, Chanel Carrington, was also on hand. If you know someone or anything you would like to have featured on The Good Stuff, you can email us at info@tobagoupdates.com or call or WhatsApp 284-6597. Zyrian, you are our hero today. So viewers, we encourage you at this time to share the live, share the live, share the live, lots more.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning. Good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers. It's 7:33 a.m. and this is the Tobago Updates morning show coming to you live from the Port Mall in Scarborough. I'm Julian Skeet, and in this segment, we are chatting with Nkosi Fletcher, Governor of Education for the Youth Government of Trinidad and Tobago. And this morning, we are discussing a youth perspective on the Tobago House of Assembly elections 2021. Good morning, Nkosi.
Good morning, Mr. Skeet.
All right. So one of the things I want to start off with this morning is asking you just to give us a quick snapshot for the benefit of our viewers, let's say in Trinidad and the Caribbean region who may not be as familiar. Who is Nkosi Fletcher?
Nkosi Fletcher is a self-driven and focused individual. I have dedicated my life to improvement of self and improvement of persons within my community. I went to Bishop's High School, my alma mater. From there, I pursued a bachelor's degree in Spanish and International Relations, and then went on to do my master's in education with concentration in curriculum. I am heavily involved in extracurricular activities in youth work. I now function, as you rightly introduced me, as the Governor of Education in the Youth Government of Trinidad and Tobago. So that is Nkosi in a nutshell. Very passionate about my island's development, and I hope to edify the youth population this morning.
Now, I may not know your entire family, Nkosi, but I certainly know of your mom and the level of support. Tell us about how critical that is as a young person.
Yes, most definitely. In fact, as a single mother, she has had it most difficult, but she is a sense of support, very sturdy, very steadfast in her support for me. And it is with her support that I have made it through many of the most difficult spaces that I found myself in life. And she has been unmovable in my defense, and I really want to thank her for that.
Yeah, and I really want to comment, impressive at that. I know I have seen you at times, you know, you are definitely one of Tobago's outstanding young persons really seeking to make a difference. And I always remember the other opportunities where I bounce up on her, and you could see this sense of pride and joy. And I know it all too well because that's the same way in which my mother operated in her time. And that's usually a critical component in terms of our growth and development. Tell us a little bit about Youth Government Trinidad and Tobago. What is the Youth Government of Trinidad and Tobago?
The Youth Government of Trinidad and Tobago is a non-governmental organization that seeks to convince young people to take active participation in the affairs of Trinidad and Tobago. So when I saw the advertisement in late 2019, I said, Nkosi, this is a wonderful opportunity. And at that time, I was pursuing my master's in education. And I said, Nkosi, why not? Governor of Education, to advocate relentlessly for, you know, the alignment of our education system to the needs of our people. And I went into it, and I have had a very fulfilling and rewarding experience as part of the Youth Government of Trinidad and Tobago.
So speaking directly to the issue of, as the Governor of Education, one of the things that is being looked at, and we are hearing it on the platform, is the respective political parties seeking to give their perspective on the education system. What are your thoughts and your views in relation to the current education system, and more importantly, ways in which we could potentially look definitely at improving it to derive an, you know, maximum benefit to our students?
Wonderful. So the education system that we have currently, as you know, has its roots in colonial education, and we are seeking to move away from that to revolutionize the system of education that we have. And I would urge the political parties to ensure that their focus going forward is on the alignment or the realignment of the education system to suit our needs in the Tobago space, because it makes no sense that we have powers under the THA Act for education and we are not using it to our advantage. We also need to critically look at the development of a human needs list in the island of Tobago. What skills, what competencies do we need here specifically on the island of Tobago? I know, in fact, that there is a human development list for Trinidad and Tobago, but what are we doing here in the Tobago space to find out what are the skills that we need? And after finding out and after compiling that list, how do we align our education system, what is taught in our schools, with that list, so that we have, and I have heard it being mentioned so much in this campaign, the private sector and the private sector involvement that can drive development on the island of Tobago.
You know, and as you mentioned that, it's also one of the realistic factors. We go out as young persons, we qualify ourselves, we develop our skill sets, and then the question always comes up. I come back to a Tobago where I believe my skill sets are not always fully utilized. I don't get the kinds of opportunities available. How do we structure things in such a way, or how do we encourage our politicians to structure things in such a way that there are greater avenues for young persons to contribute? Because many who really go off and develop their expertise and skill set, it's not just about coming back to get a job that pays me. I want to be able to contribute to the development of this island, and I am firmly of the belief that I do not necessarily need to do it by becoming a politician. There are only 15 seats. How do you suggest that those in governance look at making changes to the system? And then I want you to speak to the other side, which is those who are the qualified ones returning, how they can also contribute to this development.
All right. So the politicians need to partner with the teachers. And I say that because I'm a teacher myself. And I understand that at a young age, persons have different aspirations. When I was young, I wanted to be the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. But I wanted to taper my expectations, taper my aspirations, and now I'm a teacher at Bishop's High School. And you would hear a lot of people saying they want to become a doctor, a lawyer, engineer, and so forth. But truth be told, some of these professions are really saturated. So how do I redirect my students into areas of endeavor that are in need and in demand in the Tobago space and on the national scene? In terms of contribution of youth to Tobago and how can we get involved? As you said, not everybody wants to be a politician because politics in its current incarnation is filled with a lot of mudslinging and a lot of bacchanal, and we have an insatiable appetite for bacchanal in the Tobago space. So young people are a bit turned off by politics, but I want to encourage young people that politics is not the only way to give back. Get involved in your community. I remember when I was a bit younger, there was what you call the Y Zone initiative, where young people could go into the community and assist those who have challenges with reading, with writing. I myself serve as a Spanish and French teacher at the Y Zone in Color Hall. So it's important that young people look for innovative ways of giving back. Agriculture. Another way that we could give back to our Tobago, and I have heard a lot of political parties speaking about the need to bring Tobago back to that space where it's food secure and even export our agricultural produce. A lot of young people are interested in agriculture. I see young people getting involved in hydroponics and all of these kinds of things. I want to hear our political parties speak directly to young people who have these kinds of aspirations and these dreams and help us to shape that Tobago that we all want to see.
How important is it, Nkosi, and we've seen where that has benefited you as an individual, participation in NGO and youth organizations, church groups, etc., groups and organizations outside of your 8 to 4 and your employment? How helpful is that in the development of a young person, looking at that same thing you're speaking to in terms of learning and being able to give back?
Yes. A sense of volunteerism must be cultivated within our young people, because it is there you see people where they are. You see people coming from different homes, different spheres of influence, and it is there you are able to build your sense of humanity, reaching out. And probably for politicians who were more involved and heavily involved in community work, the kind of things that they say and utter from the platform will not be so, because if you are surrounded all the time by people in your community, representation becomes easier. Representation not only becomes easier, but you are able to interface more directly. You are able to understand the needs and the sufferings of the people on the ground, and that is what comes by community work and community involvement.
So is it safe to say, as a young person, you are more impressed with extensive community work versus just titles? Because you have the persons who speak to titles, and then you have the persons that you know and you have seen working and toiling in the community. What are you more impressed with as a young person?
I would like to see a balance between the two. I am all for titles, and of course I consider myself an academic, and I want to ensure that I have the expertise to speak, and when I expound, people listen. But I also see the importance of community work. It is what keeps you grounded. Sometimes our politicians become too aloof, and that is when they are disconnected from work on the ground. So I want our politicians, and I think that a balance needs to be struck between our aspiration for titles and our involvement in our community.
And it's interesting that you'd mentioned that, because I find it very strange. Tobago is such a small space, but something that going along that pathway, is, I don't know, is it that sometimes they get tied up in the comfort of office, or probably some people are pushing them in the wrong direction? How do we help them to keep grounded?
I think that is it. I always say I am not in love with office. And if our politicians understand that office is just a conduit whereby you can assist people, then I think we will redefine the way we look at things. And of course, elections are humbling experiences. So the people have the power to either put up or to take down. And sometimes the best recipe or the best treatment for an aloof politician is removal from his or her electoral seat.
All right, so viewers, you're certainly hearing it there. What are your hopes and aspirations in 30 seconds as we wrap up this interview for the upcoming elections, December 6th?
I look forward to an assembly that puts the development of Tobago at the forefront. I look forward to candidates addressing very clearly and in precise terms where they want to take Tobago going forward. I want candidates to engage in robust discussion on the issues and to forget the bacchanalia and the mudslinging. That is what I want, and I'm very heartened by the amount of youth candidates who are offering themselves for political office. I think this augurs well for the future of young people on the island, because it is we who are charged with the responsibility of charting our course into the future.
Thank you very much, Nkosi Fletcher. And I want to, in the words of our scholar George on our live, listen, Sir Fletcher, never lie yet. Wisdom, wisdom, wisdom. We need more men like this. All right, certainly proud of Sir Fletcher, she's saying. I don't mind when he says in his younger days, he means in his teen days, because he's still a very young man doing great things here in the Tobago space and making us proud. Thank you very much, Nkosi Fletcher, for joining us on the Tobago Updates morning show. Viewers, in our next segment, we connect with Devon Adana for This Day in History. Devon Adana?
Hello, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
This day in Tobago history. Did you know that on snacks christened the Crown Point Strip? According to the Airport Authority of Trinidad and Tobago website, 81-year day, a BWIA Lockheed Lodestar registered VP TAE, piloted by Snacks Wilson, made the first recorded landing of an airliner at Crown Point Airport. Earlier in 1940, which was 9 years after Piarco was ready to receive its first aircraft, Crown Point Airport was created when the Works Department laid a 670-meter landing strip on the southwestern tip of the island. This strip was constructed with a foundation of rocks and gravel overlaid by a bed of turf and planted with grass. It was also in this same month of November in 1940 that BWIA was formed, which facilitated the inaugural flight to Tobago. By the end of that year, Crown Point was declared the secondary aerodrome of Trinidad and Tobago. Subsequently, in 1942, due to an increase in German activity in the vicinity of Trinidad and Tobago, the Americans lengthened the runway to 1,524 meters. The result was that Crown Point could now handle any aircraft in the service during the war. This has been This Day in Tobago history. My name is Devon Adana. Back to you, Julian.
Whoa! It's the Quartz Black Friday sale. With the best-selling brands, best deals, and best offers all month long. You don't want to miss your chance to save on wow deals. Save on smart TVs, major appliances, furniture, bedroom and dining, with lots more to choose from. Shop today with Quartz Ready Finance and pay nothing for 90 days. Don't miss this Black Friday sales event. Only at Quartz, bringing value home.
morning, good morning, put a smile on your
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Whoa! the Quartz Black Friday sale. With the best-selling brands, best deals, and best offers all month long, you don't want to miss your chance to save on wow deals. Save on smart TVs, major appliances, furniture, bedroom and dining, with lots more to choose from. Shop today with Quartz Ready Finance and pay nothing for 90 days. Don't miss this Black Friday sales event. Only at Quartz, bringing value home.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning.
Morning, and welcome back, viewers, to the Tobago Updates morning show. We are privileged at this time to be chatting with Peter and Anne-Marie Brimacombe, the musical directors of Reach Canada. Good morning, and we're going to be chatting to them yes, there they are. Good morning and welcome to you. Okay, I think we're having some audio. We're not hearing you just yet, but we're certainly seeing your smiles, and that is warming our hearts. Welcome back to Tobago. Tobago has missed you. Let me just put it out there. Tobago has missed you guys. It's good to see you. You look well. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, just give me a thumbs up. Okay,
yes,
good.
They're definitely hearing us. I don't know if you want to try. We're not getting any audio just yet. You want to try muting and unmuting? Probably just double checking your audio again. Just mute and unmute.
Okay, I think we're gonna try again with Peter and Anne-Marie Brimacombe. But the thing is, Julian, these are two lovely persons who were here living with us in Tobago for a number of years, and you know they were passionate about two things. They were passionate about people and music. And together they were able to bring that combination together, and you know, particularly children. They love working with children and children's choirs. So we're going to try again in just a little bit. I don't know what's happening. Not sure what's happening there.
So they should be chatting with us this morning about We Won the Concert, which is their upcoming initiative. So they're based in Canada, correct, Rhea?
They are based in Canada, and this was in collaboration with, in fact, Jason Clark, who should have been joining us as well, is one of the performers of, one of the soloist performers for this concert. Now, December 3rd, coming up, is International Day of Persons with Disabilities, and the Reach Canada is all about that. It's all about working with persons, persons who are differently abled. You know, there was a time when we said we didn't use the term disabled, we said he was...
Differently abled?
Differently abled was actually a new term. We used to say crippled.
Okay.
That was a term that we used many years ago until we were educated, and then we started using terms like disabled and differently abled, and you know, and having our friends and partners who were differently abled on the same platform, almost as though persons who used a cane, a crutch, or a wheelchair was less than a person who walked on two legs.
Definitely, and I think that has changed with time.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you are saying Jason Clark in terms of soloist performer, and I'm thinking, wait, that's Jason on the court with his wheelchair playing basketball. Yes. You know Jason with that level of activity, certainly not limiting himself based on the challenges, but rather he looks for opportunities to be able to connect just like each and every person, knowing fully well at the end of the day, hey, I'm no different ultimately. I may have a challenge, but I'm no different.
And I'm putting it out there for him, and I know he's going to appreciate this. He said to let the ladies know that he's still single. He is available. He is available. He is still single. And he said, ladies, you know, don't let his wheelchair fool you.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid at all. So we're waiting to connect there in terms of We Are One the concert.
Yeah.
But Rhea, while we're waiting to make that connection, I just want to take the opportunity very quickly for us to do our shout-outs to persons. Adriel Wheeler this morning joining us on the live. Baines, Latoya Anderson on the live with us. Brittany Romeo, Pierce Robinson, Abby Smith Warner joining us on the live here this morning. Teresa Allen, QK Melville. Folks, we want to thank you for the continued love and support. We go to a quick break, and we encourage you to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show. Unfortunately, we have had some challenges connecting with Peter and Anne-Marie there in terms of connecting with us from Canada, and also Jason. But we definitely want to give you that commitment that we look forward to having you before the week is out to really be able to give us this information and insight as we look towards. Rhea, you were indicating that specifically the efforts that they have connects with persons who are differently able.
Definitely, definitely.
Yes, so we definitely want to look forward to hearing from them with that interview. So look out for it later on in this week's, folks. Definitely when we're able to make that connection with Peter and Anne-Marie. Rhea, as we in this final few minutes, this segment wrapping up here, we want to remind our viewers, and particularly we want to remind all those vying for the December 6th elections, and more specifically vying to become Chief Secretary.
That's right.
That coming from the Tobago Updates team here, we are calling for a debate. The people of Tobago are also calling for a debate. Thus far, we have had the public commitment of Fali Chavez Agustin of the PDP, and we look forward to hearing from the others who are vying for electoral office to become assemblymen, and further to that to become the next chief secretary after the December 6th THA election. So we look forward to the commitment. We're calling out the PNM, we're calling out the UTP, we're calling out the IDA. We want to hear from the leaders, we want to hear from those of you vying for office. Let's hear what you say to the Tobago people and what you say to Tobago Updates. We're looking forward to your commitment for this debate. Rhea, we are fine. We have until next week Friday to facilitate this debate. Until next week Friday.
Right.
So we're looking forward to that commitment. No pressure, folks. No pressure at all.
I like how you say that. But as well, we'd love to hear from our viewers in terms of the topics, the areas of concern, the areas of issue that you would like to see debated. You know, we've been hearing the same rhetoric for a number of years. Party come, party go. So we want to hear something new. The people of Tobago want to hear something new. They want to hear something fresh, something different, something that augurs for this season. We are talking post-COVID. 2 years ago, life 2 years ago has certainly changed. We can no longer do things the same way because, and be looking for different results. It means, you know, if you want cake, begin to put your cake ingredients in, because right now all you're doing is mixing bread. All right, so we want cake. Let's stop using the bread ingredients and add the cake ingredients. All right,
I'm not a baker, but it's a good thing I paid attention to my mother in the kitchen.
That's right. All right, so viewers, we're going to leave it there for today. We trust that you have a really great day. Stay safe on the island's roads. Stay safe wherever you are. Be safe. All right, so we encourage you to wear your mask, to sanitize, and as well to socially distance.
Ensure.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, folks.
I just want the microphone. Morning. I just want the microphone. Morning. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning. This world is getting so